The mayor's office is telling D.C. council members that they are bracing for the possibility of large-scale riots around Inauguration Day and January 6th. News First Mark Seagraves was in that briefing. He joins us live near the Ellipse with that story. Mark.
Yeah, good evening. You can take a look over my shoulder and see that the stage is set for the vice president's speech. Thousands of people, you said, have been in line since early this morning filing in. Originally, they were anticipating about 20,000 people here. That shifted to about 40,000 as the estimated total. Then this morning, Chief Pamela Smith told reporters it could be as many as 50,000 people down here on the Ellipse for this event tonight. All, as you said, as the district is preparing for more large-scale events like this over the coming months. Fencing surrounded the Ellipse this morning in preparation for tonight's event. At the same time, just blocks away, D.C. Assistant City Administrator Chris Rodriguez was briefing the D.C. Council on security preparations for Election Day through January 6th and Inauguration Day, telling lawmakers D.C. is bracing for the possibility of, quote, large-scale riots and civil unrest. Rodriguez also told council members they are preparing for historic crowds in D.C. on Inauguration Day, no matter which candidate wins. D.C. Police Chief Pamela Smith briefed reporters this morning. She said her officers are ready for all the different events taking place today as well as the coming months.
I want to assure you that the Metropolitan Police Department and all of the D.C. government agencies continue to prepare for these events. The Metropolitan Police Department supports individuals peacefully exercising their First Amendment rights. But I want to be very clear. We will not tolerate any violence of any kind. We will not tolerate any riots. We will not tolerate the destruction of property. We will not tolerate any unlawful behavior. Offenders will be arrested and will be held accountable.
Now you're taking a look down Constitution Avenue by the White House with this road completely shut down for as far as you can see. And then take a look over here on the lawns of the Washington Monument. This has been set up with speakers and screens for an overflow audience here tonight. Now again, in the comments from the Assistant City Administrator and the Chief of Police, this is the first time that both of them have used the word riots when describing what they're preparing for as we get closer to January 6th and Inauguration Day. That is notable. As for the mayor tonight, she will be both attending here at 7 o'clock, the Vice President's speech, and then she will head over toward DuPont Circle at 9 o'clock for the high heel race. That's the latest down here at the Ellipse. Mark Seagraves, News 4.
All right, Mark, live for us this afternoon.
Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Happening in the district right now, businesses in downtown D.C. are gearing up and boarding up ahead of the election next week. D.C. News Now's Randy Bass is just steps away from the White House along 17th Street as that work is underway this afternoon. Randy, what are you seeing right now? Obviously, we can see the boards there. How are people reacting to this?
Yeah, hey there, this popular 17th Street McDonald's totally boarded up, and it's not the only business here along 17th Street that's gearing up and getting ready for the election. People we talked to today were surprised to see these businesses boarded up so early, all in anticipation of the election in just a few days. Employees here at these businesses tell us the election is the reason behind the boards, and work to board things up started earlier today. This week, we heard from D.C. Police Chief Pamela Smith. She said riots of any kind, violence of any kind, property destruction will not be tolerated, and the department is prepared to respond if anything happens. This week, both Chief Smith and the D.C. Council say there are not any known credible threats at this point. People we talked to passing by today were surprised to see these businesses boarding up so soon.
Well, I think it's terrible that it has to be done because, you know, nobody wants it, and I don't think it should be necessary, but, well, maybe regarding the past, it could be necessary, so I understand that they do it, but I feel sorry that it has to be done.
Again, Police Chief Smith and the council saying no known credible threats this week. However, the police department is ramping up its presence citywide through the election. At this point, not clear how long these boards will stay up. Live on 17th Street, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
The Nevada National Guard has been activated to help support law enforcement on Election Day, which is Tuesday. Now, that announcement coming from Governor Joe Lombardo. 60 members of the National Guard will be on standby to support law enforcement preparations on things like traffic enforcement and building security. The decision was made after consultation with election officials and state leaders and mirrors the state's routine preparation for past elections.